Alright, so what I'm working on today is I'm trying to make a leveling system for the box blade. So basically what I'm going to do is, this is my vision. So this is just a project in the making. So basically I'm going to take a piece of metal similar to this piece right there, run it all the way across, and have it come out even. That piece was a little too short. So then I'm going to take two trailer jacks and I'm going to put them up and down right here. And then at the bottom, I'm going to put a piece of flat angle iron, about a 3" or 4" by 4" angle iron. And I'm going to attach that to the foot of the jack. And then I'm going to angle it up on the end over here like that, like a skid on the front of on a bush hog. The skids they got on the bottom of the bush hog wear bars. So I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to have the jack where you can turn it right here, so you can basically take and put that jack down and it'll keep it level with the ground. This bar at the bottom is going to be about 4 foot long, so it's going to stretch a foot on the back and then probably a foot and a half on the front. So that skid is going to basically ride on the ground, and then you set your jack height on both sides. You can angle it if you want to. So basically when you let that thing down, it's going to rest on those skids, and it's going to cut when it needs to cut and not cut when it don't need to cut. So when there's a high or low spot, it's going to ride on that ground. So it's going to keep it, a level plane, versus when you got the box blade and then you're sitting there with this 3-point hitch and that thing starts biting down, or the tires go down, then it starts going down. So with that 4-foot bar on the edge right there, it should keep it more of a level plane. That's my vision. Now, don't know if it's going to work. It may work, it may not work, but I'm willing to try it. I've been thinking about buying a land plane. Land plane ain't gonna have a way to adjust it like this is, and so this right here will keep the dirt like in the box, where a land plane, when it overfills, it just runs out the back. So they both have their, I guess, their benefits, but just trying to see if this is gonna work. I mean, it may be just a waste of my time and waste of money, to be honest. I don't know, but when I get this completed, I'll have a video of it. But this is the vision that I have right now that I'm working on, and hopefully it works out, because I hate to spend a lot of time, cutting all this metal. I'm trying to make everything bolt on as much as possible. I'm not going to try to weld to my box blade. So I'm going to basically probably take a bolt, like a U-bolt or something, and then go right there and hook up under there and do it that way versus trying to weld it on. Only part that's going to be welded on is probably the jack stand right there where the jack goes, and then everything else you just unbolt that and take it off. Me saying that just now, I don't even know if that's going to work, because it yeah, that'll work, because the jack that I'm using is going to be the slide on type. So it's like a pipe type, and you just slide it on. So you take them jacks off and you unbolt that if you ever want to take it off, or you can just leave that piece on there. So the jacks, they'll be removable. So if you don't want the skids on there, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't want them on there, you can take them off, or you just let them all the way up and then they're not in the way. So, but anyway, this is my vision. If y'all like this type of content, please like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. So had a little change of plans. Went to pick up some metal. I was gonna run that piece all the way across. So the guy at the metal shop, I kind of told him what I was doing, and he suggested this, which was probably ends up being a little bit cheaper. So what I did was I just got a piece of angle line. I got to shape this up a little bit. It's a little crooked there. I'm gonna shape that up and square it up. But I just got one bolt in it for now. It's a grade 8 through half-inch bolt. I had to put some spacer washers uh, up underneath, if you can see those, so it would sit flush. Then I just took the bracket that came with the jack and welded that to it. So I'm working on the flat metal, the skid, the slide to go on the bottom now. Thinking about using those two little holes in the bottom of that jack and drilling holes into that metal and tapping that hole with threads, and then just take the access and cut it off the bottom, and the way it'll be screwed there'll be a flush on the bottom, so there's no head that gouges into the ground, so it's just a flush slide. The metal's pretty thick. I think it's 1/4 inch thick. My intentions were to take a skid on a bush hog and mount it to that piece of metal, but for now I'm just going to test it. This is going to be like a test pilot, and just see if it works. It's a little bit far away from the box blade, so it's gonna I think it's gonna go back and forth like that. So my thinking is now, this, where the jack is, it's like a little loose like that. So you can do one or two things. You could weld the jack to that pipe permanently so it doesn't do all of that. It's still probably going to move a little bit, maybe down there, maybe not. So that's my thinking right now. But what I'm going to do is, that's where I was going with this. I'm going to put like a flat piece of metal on right here, welded on the inside of that on both sides, so it won't be able to pivot too much. So it won't put too much stress on the jack. So it'll be like a bar that goes on the side. I don't know if you can see, like on the side, right up and down. So that way, I think that'll keep it guided. It may scratch up the side of the box blade a little bit, but it only needs to be probably 4 to 6 inches. Just a little bit extra. So this wasn't proposed in the plans, my vision. So that's where I'm at now with this. And I'm not so sure that one bolt is going to hold it on there either. I'm thinking it will, just the way that it's put on there and the way that it's designed. I think it will, because this is not really like I wouldn't say it's a lot of pressure. It's just more like a guide. So it's just the weight of the box blade. These are 2,000-pound jacks, so the box blade, I'm gonna say, weighs 400 pounds at the most, 400 or 500 pounds. So we're good on that end. I'm just worried about this twisting in the inside of the tube of the jack. I'm kind of worried about that. The handle, I know I've been thinking that, the handle could possibly rotate while you're moving the box blade. So what I'm thinking is, I'm going to take like a bungee cord and just bungee it right there, so it can't move but just that much, if it moves that much with the bungee cord. So that's my thinking on that. So that I got that part figured out. And you could always, you know, put a electric jack on here, and with switches where you could remotely do it from your tractor. But for now, this is, like I said, I'm trying to do this the most inexpensive way, being this is just a test. I don't want to go full blown with it, you know, and then it not work, and then, you know, I'm just wasted money. I mean, I may be wasting money here, so that's why I'm trying to do it as inexpensive as possible. And so that's where I'm at now. So if y'all like this type of content, please like and share the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Alright, so I'm showing y'all a little bit of my box blade with the skids, adjustable skids. As you can see, there's a gap underneath the blade, like I said. You can set it to whatever height you want. I'm gonna let this down. I just want it to barely graze. Alright, so I got it. I'm gonna go up on it right there. Adjust that on that side. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. So you can see it lets it down. Alright, that's on the ground. I'll go just a little bit up, about like the same size as the other side. So we got the skids on there. That keeps it a level playing field, or level plane, whatever you want to call it. So that's how it's been working pretty good. As you can see, the jack foot is a little bit bent, but other than that, it's doing all right. Other side is doing about the same thing, but there it is. I'm fixing to kind of smooth this track out. Stay tuned. All right, got the new additions on the box blade. As you can see, the skids. We're approaching this right here. Let's see how it works. See how it just keeps it level? You don't have to sit there and play with the box blade or anything. It just kind of does its own thing. So I got it set a little high on this side right here, because I'm trying to keep it banked, because if I don't, it'll drop over on the edge right there, and it'll cut down. So it's working pretty good, but when you got those skids on there and it's a wider plane than just a 2-foot box blade, it makes it a whole lot easier to level stuff out. It's pretty much dummy proof. So you can, so we really got stuck now. It's low range, high range. But as you can see how it just took and leveled that out back there. Like I said, this is pretty much dummy proof. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. I'm trying to make this no major job keeping this track up. It's pretty much, you could just drive around and set those trailer jacks to whatever height you want it, and you just ride around in circles. And it's going to keep it the same plane. That's what I like about it. You're not sitting there trying to play with the 3-point hitch up and down, and try to fill spots in here and there. All you got to do with this is just set the height on the trailer jack and drive. Takes all the spot right there where I dug up. Trying to get that dirt out of that bottom right there. I'm gonna take that, keep on coming around. That dirt that's in that pot should fall in there. So far, I'm pretty impressed with it. I got ratchet straps holding it together. My plan is maybe to put a chain with a eyelet on it where you can tighten it up instead of using those ratchet straps. I just put those on that temporarily, see how it's going to work. Now this is a bolt-on, fully bolt-on to your box plate. You don't need no weld into your box plate. I didn't want to weld on my box plate. So we're approaching this little spot up here.